If you're thinking about upgrading to Samsung's next foldable, there's one question that matters more than specs, cameras, or even battery life. Which one actually fits in your pocket? Because with the Galaxy Z Fold 8 series, Samsung isn't just giving us the next fold. Leaks and dummy units suggest Samsung is testing two different philosophies side by side. The standard Galaxy Z Fold 8, with the familiar tall, narrow shape, and a new Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide that goes broader for a more tablet-like feel. So in this video, we're doing a full design-focused breakdown of Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 versus Z Fold 8 Wide. What's changed, what's staying the same, and which. Design makes more sense for real life. Pockets, one-handed use, typing, multitasking, and daily comfort. And yes, we'll also touch on the Galaxy Z Flip 8, because Samsung's 2026 foldable lineup looks like it's aiming to cover every type of foldable buyer. Let's get into the leaks. First, a quick reminder, everything here is based on leaked dummy units and early information. Final retail devices can change, but dummy units are often accurate on the things that matter most for buyers: size, shape, camera cutouts, and overall ergonomics. Now, right away, one of the cleanest changes on the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Fold 8. Wide is also one of the smallest, the camera hole on the outer display. According to the leak, Samsung has reduced the camera hole size to about 2.5 millimeters on both the Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Wide, down from around 3.7 millimeters on the Fold 7. That sounds minor, but in real use, it's the kind of refinement you notice every single day. A smaller camera hole means the cover display looks more modern, more premium, and more immersive, especially when you're watching video, scrolling social media, or reading text. It's also a signal of where Samsung is pushing this generation. Less big redesign, more polish everything. Cleaner screen, cleaner look, less visual distraction. Now the big story, the displays and the overall proportions. Because Fold 8 versus Fold 8 Wide is basically a debate about what a foldable should be when it's closed. The standard Galaxy Z Fold 8 appears to keep the classic Fold identity, taller and narrower. That's the shape longtime Fold users are used to. It's easier to hold, easier to reach across with your thumb, and it tends to feel more phone-like in the hand even when the device is thick. But there's a downside to that tall, narrow approach. Typing can feel cramped, some apps look awkward on the cover screen, and a lot of people end up opening the phone just to do basic tasks because the cover display feels like a compromise. This is exactly where the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide enters the conversation. The Fold 8 Wide, based on the leaked dummy, looks like Samsung's answer to one of the biggest user complaints about book-style foldables: make the cover screen feel like a normal phone. A wider cover display can completely change daily usability. It can make typing more comfortable, make apps look more natural, and reduce how often you need to unfold the phone just to do quick tasks. And when you do unfold it, a wider design can also make the inner screen feel more like a compact tablet, better for split-screen multitasking, gaming with on-screen controls, editing documents, and watching videos without that tall, narrow vibe. The leak description suggests the Fold 8 Wide is roughly about 75% of the Fold 8's height, emphasizing that it's pushing toward a shorter, broader footprint compared to the standard Fold 8. So let's translate that into the question you actually care about. Which one fits in your pocket? Pocketability isn't just about being smaller, it's about shape. A taller, narrower phone often slides into pockets easier, especially jeans pockets, and it tends to sit more comfortably when you're walking or sitting down. That's a major advantage for the regular Galaxy Z Fold 8 design. A wider phone, even if it's not dramatically larger, can feel bulkier in tight pockets. It may be more noticeable, and depending on pocket width, it can print more through fabric. So here's the trade-off in plain English. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 is likely better if your top priority is comfort in pockets and one-handed reach. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide is likely better if your top priority is a cover screen that feels more normal, plus a more spacious inner display experience for productivity. Now, one leak detail that's getting attention is what looks like a MagSafe-style ring on the back of these devices. Before anyone gets too excited, the information suggests this isn't true MagSafe compatibility like Apple's ecosystem. It looks more like a positioning ring intended for case manufacturers, basically a guide to help third-party brands build magnetic-style accessories and alignment solutions into cases. So if you were hoping Samsung was finally going all in on built-in magnetic charging and a full magnetic accessory ecosystem, this doesn't confirm that, but it does confirm something else. Samsung is paying close attention to the accessory story. Foldables are not buy the phone and forget it. People want grips, stands, wallets, kickstands, car mounts, and cases that don't ruin the experience. A practical ring alignment hint for case makers could mean better accessories at launch, less trial and error, and fewer bulky, awkward designs. Now let's talk about software. Because on foldables, software is the product. And this is where Samsung has stayed ahead for a long time. Samsung One UI has been the strongest foldable interface for mainstream users because it's built around real multitasking, multi-window support, app continuity between cover and inner screens, flexible layouts, and a system that encourages you to use the big inner display like a tool, not just a novelty. That matters even more if Samsung is offering two different design approaches. If the Fold 8 Wide has a broader inner display, One UI can take advantage of that with more comfortable split-screen ratios. Think two apps side by side that don't feel squeezed, and if the standard Fold 8 stays tall and narrow, Samsung can still optimize around that with UI scaling and app layouts tuned for the long form factor. In other words, Samsung's One UI is the reason a design change like Wide can actually make sense, because hardware without good foldable software is just an expensive party trick. Now we also need to talk about the third phone in the Fold 8 family, the Galaxy Z Flip 8. The Flip 8 doesn't appear to be the headline redesign this year, but it remains the simplest and most mainstream-friendly foldable concept. Compact when closed, full smartphone when opened. According to the leaked sizing reference, the Flip 8 is around 75% of the Fold 8 Wide's height when closed, highlighting why the Flip line continues to be the pocket-first choice. If you want the foldable lifestyle without the brick-in-the-pocket feeling, the Flip 8 is still the obvious option, especially for people who care about portability more than multitasking. So at this point, Samsung's 2026 foldable strategy looks pretty clear. Galaxy Z Flip 8 for compact portability. Galaxy Z Fold 8 for traditional fold fans who want the familiar tall profile and pocket-friendly shape. Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide for users who want a more comfortable cover screen and a more tablet-like unfolded experience. Now let's talk release timing, because if you're planning an upgrade, timing affects everything: prices, trade-ins, and whether you should buy now or wait. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 series is expected to be announced in July 2026 in the UK, with broader availability likely in early August, right in line with Samsung's typical foldable launch schedule. That means we're likely to see accessory leaks, case leaks, and more detailed spec rumors ramp up as we get closer to summer. Now back to the main debate. Fold 8 versus Fold 8 Wide. Who should buy what? If you're someone who uses the cover screen constantly, messaging, email, maps, quick browsing, the Fold 8 Wide could be the more satisfying daily phone. The wider shape can reduce friction in the most common tasks. It can feel less like you're settling for a narrow cover display. If you're someone who already likes the Fold series and you've adapted to the tall cover screen, if pocket comfort matters, if one-handed use matters, and if you don't want a broader device, pushing the limits of your pockets, the standard Fold 8 is likely the safer pick. And here's the simplest way to decide. Choose the Galaxy Z Fold 8 if you want the most pocket-friendly fold experience and you prefer a narrower grip. Choose the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide if you want the cover screen to feel more like a normal phone and you want the unfolded screen to feel more like a compact tablet. Choose the Galaxy Z Flip 8, if you want a foldable that's truly compact and disappears into your pocket without the bulk of a book-style foldable. Now, one more thing about that smaller camera hole. Leaks don't confirm camera performance changes, just the cutout size. And that's important, because whenever brands shrink camera modules or camera openings, people worry about compromises, low light, sharpness, viewing angles, or sensor capability.